of Patanjali Foods, Mr. Sanjeev Asthana. Let's take our conversation forward. Mr. Asthana, good morning. Thank you for joining us. The freezing of shares by exchanges is pretty much as per the regulation. So the company might have been aware of this. Has the company applied for an extension of the deadline?
No, we constantly communicate with SEBI, and it's a technical matter where the rules are well defined. And if you don't meet, within a timely manner, this certainly can happen. In any case, just to clarify, our shares were locked in, promoter shares were locked in till April of 23. And so to that extent, it is not that any sales or otherwise was going to be done. Second issue is that, we are very much actively working on further dilution up to 6%. There's a lot of reasonable, response from the investors, but the markets have to be conducive and markets have to support in terms of this dilution. And we're pretty confident it should happen in next couple of months.
Now, as the promoter shares are frozen, the company will have to raise fresh capital. Is the company already looking at doing so? Have you appointed the merchant bankers?
So the investment bankers have not been appointed, but you do know that we've got many investors already. We are starting to talk to a new set of investors, and that also you'll hear very soon from us in terms of the appointment of investment bankers and the mode of dilution that we're going to adopt.
Right. Morning, Mr. Asthana. By when will the company now be compliant with the laws? Is there any specific timeline that you could put to this?
So I think on the outside, certainly before 2 quarters, it will be done. And we are hoping that it will be done sooner. But markets have to be supportive and markets have to be in some way conducive for us to go through the dilution.
So is the company already in talks with investors for this and now we're only waiting for the markets to approve?
So we have major investors, of course, and that conversation continues always. I would not be able to divulge the details of the investors, but we have several institutional investors. They are also interested to increase their stakeholding, including the new set of investors, so that we are pretty confident that we should be able to sail through on that. The conditions part is that in terms of markets have to improve and, the situation has to be conducive, as I'm repeating again, for us to go through the process.
So as per our calculations, around 2,000 crore of fundraise is necessary. But does the company need the fresh capital? How would you look at deploying this cash?
So you do know that we've got several both the projects in terms of requirement of the money, probably no. But that is something that we need to go through certainly in terms of the dilution that we need to work on. And, this money would go towards supporting our further investments that we may require, towards the working capital requirement that we have. And as you know that we are a totally debt-free company. So to that extent, we'll have to work towards it. And this money will be a combination. It could be an OFS, it could be QIP. Those details are being worked out.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Asthana, for providing that clarification. That's the word coming in from the management of Patanjali Foods. They're in communication